to more news you can use with Lotus Richey and Lynne DeVerges. We got another spectacular show for you that's going to help you climb to the next level of awareness. That's right. So thank you so much for joining the show today. That's right. You're here at More News You Can Use with Lotus Richey and Lynne DeVerges. And guess what? If you want to be a celebrity on the show, just let us know and click the button below. And you'll be the guest celebrity on More News You Can Use with Lotus Richey and Lynne DeVerges. Click the link. Click the link now. Hello and welcome back to More News You Can Use with Lotus Richey, Lynne DeVerges, and our special guest today, Miss Angela Elting, the CEO of what else? Rugged Wellness. All right. So I want to bring you in and tell you, come on in and go and tell a friend. It's more time to be here on News You Can Use. Why? Because we are going to have a sensational show tonight as we talk about the Q&A of hydrogen water. That's what I said, hydrogen water. Many of you have asked me during my broadcast on this station and other stations, Lotus, what are you drinking? Because I'm always drinking Naturally Plus to hydrate my cells the way that they're supposed to be hydrated. So tonight, we are going to answer some of the questions that many of you have asked on either emails or even our shows or what have you, because this is what we know. Sometimes the water that we're drinking is not always the best water for us. So we're going to dive deep into the question and answer of hydrogen water. How can it benefit you and how can it help the people that you love and you care about? So come on in, go ahead, like, share, start a watch party and follow and make sure you tell a friend that it's always time to win right here on News You Can Use with Lotus Richey and Lynne DeVerges, and of course, my other guest co-host. Now, if you are coming in tonight, please let us know where you're coming in from. We'd like to know. Let us know what city that you're representing, and we'll give you a serious special shout out. And also, go ahead. I always tell people this, and my notepad is actually open. Get your notepad. That's right. Get your notepad. Get your notepad. And another thing you need to do is get your pen. Why? Because note takers are money makers. And, you know, I know this is an Apple, but I don't want to be an Apple head. I want to make sure that I am well read. And the way I get well read is I take some notes. So come on in, go like, share, and tell a friend that it's time to win with me, Lotus Richey and Lynne DeVerges on More News You Can Use. I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to More News You Can Use with Lotus Richey and Lynne DeVerges. We got another spectacular show for you that's going to help you climb to the next level of awareness. That's right. So thank you so much for joining the show today. That's right. You're here at More News You Can Use with Lotus Richey and Lynne DeVerges. And guess what? If you want to be a celebrity on the show, just let us know and click the button below. And you'll be the guest celebrity on More News You Can Use with Lotus Richey and Lynne DeVerges. Click the link. Click the link now. All right. Hey, Lynne, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing real well. Good to see you tonight.
Yes.
Super duper happy and excited to have another show where we're actually helping people as we always do. And tonight we are going to be talking about the Q&As of hydrogen water. So Lynne, please let everybody know a little bit more about you. Lynne's been here with me for a minute, and some of you that do not know her, she is the CEO of Center of Light Miracles, but also she is a Naturally Plus fan and affiliate. So Lynne, tell the folks a little bit more about you, if you will.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Lotus. I have been CEO of Center of Light Miracles now for quite a few years. And what we do through Center of Light Miracles is an array of things. In particular, I do a lot of spiritual mentoring. I am a minister of over 36 years. And I work with people to assist them in being able to transform emotionally and psychologically from some of the experiences where they've had trauma and different things take place, in particular, grief. Grief is something that is rampant, and I think a lot of people are not fully aware of how that really has an effect on their lives as they move forward. So, as you're able to move through and help release some of those those experiences emotionally and psychologically, where you become neutral to it, then you're able to really move forward and have your life fulfilled. So that's done through classes, workshops, again, personal one-on-one mentoring, and it's something that I absolutely love. But talking about being neutral, today we're going to talk about hydrogen gas. And it is actually something that helps to neutralize some of the things in our body that causes us to have ill health. And so that's what we'll be focusing on today. We'll be talking about how hydrogen helps with that. And I'm a huge fan Naturally Plus, and hydrogenized water. And I'll tell you a secret. Since I have been drinking Azumio, other water just hasn't been the same. So you'll find out why I feel that way by the time we get into it today.
So Lynn has already told you all that you are all going to get some secret sauce. So some secret sauce, and we plan to get you all up in the sauce so that you can help someone that you love, or like or whatever. We're going to get you in some secret sauce later on. But Lynn, I know we have an awesome guest with us tonight. So can you tell us a little bit about our guest? As we get ready to start the show. And by the way, Lynn, who we got? Somebody's chiming in from Chicago.
We have Miss Hillary Gooden, our favorite lymphologist, and the one who helps us continue to bounce and stay in great shape, great health. Hey, from Chicago. Good to see you, Hillary. I'm glad you're here.
All right, fantastic. And as you know, folks, earlier today, we asked a simple question. Is your water killing you? Well,
that's a good
you might
question.
be surprised to find out some of the answers tonight as we talk about a little Q&A of hydrogen water. So, Lynn, why don't you go ahead and introduce our wonderful esteemed guest?
All right. So our guest is someone that is just absolutely wonderful. She is the CEO of, and I wish Rutgers. Please pronounce it for me because I always, there you go, Rugger Wellness. Okay, all right. And she's also, even though she hasn't necessarily played the sport for a while, I still consider her a top athlete,
Yes, she
a
is.
person who has just a wonderful pulse on the beat of health in many ways. She is an excellent cook along with Lotus. I'm just sharing a little bit of with you. And so anyway, we really want to welcome Miss Angie Elting. She is always with us, supporting us, and another big NP fan. So
All right.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Angie.
hi.
Hi, happy to have you here.
For having me.
You already got some hearts streaming in.
Sorry.
Hillary's saying, hey, they're sending you some hearts. And
Yes.
Simone Rowe, all the way out of Toronto, Canada. She said, can't wait to be on your show. Well, we can't wait to have you on the show. Looking forward to it. So we're with no further thing to do but get to it. Angela, can you tell us a little bit about who you are? Lynn gave you such a wonderful, wonderful intro, but tell us a bit more about who you are.
Yes, Lynn, thank you for that wonderful intro. I am Angie Elting. I am from, well, not from, I live in Washington, D.C., but I spent most of my life being a military brat traveling to the Pacific Asian beautiful island of Japan, where I've soaked most of my roots there, even as of recently of 2 years. Um, but I am an entrepreneur. I also work with the government, supporting the military families and service members, assisting them through, even especially during these hard times of COVID, ensuring that they receive the resources that they need to support their overall holistic health um, of really connecting with the resources that we have out there, whether we have service members that are deployed and families left behind, whether we're trying to weather all these storms that are coming in from the southeast. I mean, it's like one storm after another. So we're trying to help and assist them as much as possible. But I love what I do. One of the best things that I do too is what Lynne had mentioned, is drinking this water. We're going to be talking about this hydrogenized water. And I've been introduced to this water earlier this year, and it's been nothing but great benefits. And I had a lot of questions as well as I got started, but this is definitely the water to drink. And we will soon share why.
All right, fantastic. So, listen, we're going to get right into it because I know many of you guys are waiting. And I saw a post from Canada. She said, "This is powerful." And you are right. This not only is powerful, it's dynamite. So, thank you, Canada, Simone Rowe, for chiming in. And then we've got Takako Matsudaira all the way from Japan. Thank you so much for joining us. And please, everybody, like, share, start a watch party, and follow. Be our friend. Follow us every Monday and Friday on News You Can Use. So we're going to get right into this thing because we have some powerful things to share with you. So, Angela Elting, Lynne Harriet DeVerges, are you ready to get into about the Q&A of hydrogen water?
Yes, we are.
All right. Here's our first question from some folks. They wanted to know, what is hydrogen water? What is it? How does it work?
Okay. So I will answer that question, and then we're going to put Angie in the hot seat for some.
I love it.
Hydrogen water is actually filtered spring water, natural spring water, that has actually, in this little pouch here, Azumio, that has added hydrogen gas that's put into it. So hydrogen gas, actually, we breathe it in the air. We receive it through other types of water, H2, which is in the H2O, and it comes from other natural sources. But when you have extra hydrogen gas infused into the cleanest water on the planet, you have hydrogenized water, not to be confused with alkalinized water or any of the other waters that are out there. This is hydrogen gas in water. That's it.
All right, I like it. So you laid that down, Lynne. You laid that down. She did that quick, fast, and to the point. So if you like that, she did that quick, fast, and to the point. Go ahead and put a 2 in the comment below, because we see you and we want you to know that it was quick, fast, and right to the point. So the what is hydrogen water has been answered. It has been answered, okay? And of course, I'm responding there. So the next question we oftentimes get is this one right here. And Angie, can you tell us if hydrogen is toxic or if it's safe?
Now, hydrogen is very, very safe. And I'm basically telling you this with this book right here, Q&A on the lasting findings of hydrogen water by the founder of hydrogen, Mr. Shigeo Ota. So hydrogen is very, very safe, and it was found safe, even as I quote from this book, the Ministry of Health and Labor and Welfare of Japan. They approved that hydrogen is safe, an existing food additive as of late of 1995. Mm-hmm. And it is proved, the safety evaluation from the Food Safety Committee And to tell you the truth, it doesn't matter how much hydrogen is in this water or how less it won't hurt you. It is tasteless, odorless, and non-toxic, and there's no way to even overdose of drinking this water.
All right. Absolutely perfect. We can't hear you, Lotus.
I'm sorry about that. I stopped my my audio so you couldn't hear me because I was actually leaning, ladies, on something that I found a while back. Because of course, folks, when we talk about what we're talking about, we bring in the experts as well. Because of course, we're not medical doctors. So I want you to know this, folks. When we're talking to you, we're not saying that we're medical doctors. Okay, we are not medical doctors. So please consult with your physician prior to taking any supplements or doing any exercise, because you know every Monday we bounce with more ounce with the queen of lymphatic bounce, Miss Hillary Gooden. But also, Lynn, what else do we want to tell them?
Well, if you're on medication for chronic or severe diseases or conditions, please consult with your physician before taking these supplements, or actually any supplements. You want to make sure that they're safe and right for you.
Awesome, awesome. And then Angie, what else do we want to share?
And as you mentioned already, that we do not claim that any of the products can cure, diagnose, prevent, or heal any ailments.
All right, fantastic. So what we're going to do is take a quick break, and we're going to go to a friend of ours that can be a friend of yours, because Dr. Garth Nicholson, he's a PhD. He's going to tell us where is hydrogen present and how does it affect your everyday lives. You don't have to just take it from us, take it from the PhD. And I'm going to play a short clip as we take a break. Be right back.
Well, primarily hydrogen is present as this bimolecular molecule. It is associated with a number of different environments. So it can be found, for example, in petroleum deposits. It can be found as a free hydrogen gas, and it can be found complexed in a number of different environments. For example, hydrogen dissolved in water.
So what is hydrogen? It's the most abundant element in the universe. It's also the simplest element. It contains one proton and one electron. That's why we like to show it in a very simplified format. It's a colorless, odorless, tasteless, non-toxic gas found in nature, as I mentioned, as H2. And you find H2 naturally. It's naturally in the soil. It's naturally in small amounts in the water. It's naturally, there's a very minute amount in the air that we breathe. But you can find higher amounts, for example, in oil wells or in deposits at the bottom of the sea that have trapped hydrogen. So it is available on our Earth as H2. So we know it as H2. Turns out it's a powerful antioxidant, but not too powerful. And this was one of the principal findings that was made in Japan by Professor Ota. He did an amazing study where he found that not only was hydrogen an antioxidant, that is, it was able to neutralize oxidative capacity in the cell, and I'll show you what that means in just a moment, but it was not too powerful, because there's some very natural oxidants in our cells which are very important for signaling in the cell and for regulation of gene expression, so regulating our genes and so on. So it's important, if we use an antioxidant, that it's not too powerful. So it can neutralize or reduce very dangerous oxidants in our cells. And these dangerous oxidants account for a number of different problems, particularly in chronic illnesses. We have an excess of these produced in both acute and chronic illness.
So what we wanted to share with you is a brief expert of Dr. Nicholson actually giving a live presentation on what we just shared. What is hydrogen water? That it's hydrogenized water, that it's safe, and that it is scientifically proven. You don't have to take it from us. Take it from the experts. Now, we don't own the rights to the video, but we have been able to present it to you as an educational tool.
Yes.
So let's go right to the next question that we often get. So I'm going to scroll on up to it because you all out there give us lots of questions. Yes. So the other question is this: how was hydrogen discovered and who discovered it? And I think Dr. Nicholson kind of talked about it, but we're going to go to another expert. Go ahead, Lynn.
All right. I wouldn't say that I'm the expert, but know a little bit. I know that Dr. Oda is who we call the Shigeo Oda, who Angie referenced earlier with the Q&A on hydrogenized water, as the father, if you will, of hydrogen science, researching hydrogen gas and the different uses, the way that it operates in our body, the benefits that we're able to receive. And there was a question, I believe, that was really posed, which is, for those of you that may be familiar with Lourdes, France, or some of the other locations around the world where people have gone to these phenomenal natural spring waters, and they have found by drinking it or putting it on their skin and so forth, that there are a lot of different ailments or conditions that seem to improve. And so in wanting to really delve into what that is, he actually, I believe, traveled to some of these locations and came to discover that it's hydrogen gas. Now, I don't know that he was the very first person, so don't quote me on that, but that he's definitely one of our most recent, I believe, scientists that has done extensive research in the area of hydrogen. And there are close to 150 different conditions that hydrogen actually can help with.
You're on.
Did you say, wait a minute. I had to go mute from it. Did you say 150?
Yes.
So that's like a little secret sauce.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't tell you that. So this water actually can help with 150 ailments in the body. And I really believe that. And if those of you that's watching out there know that this water can help, go ahead and put a number 3 in the comment block below. And so we're going to share something with you from the expert, if you will. We're going to look at something that he shared with us.
Probably the most dramatic health benefit is the fact that hydrogen is a very good antioxidant. So during problems with our health, for example, or during aging, or during other situations, acute and chronic illnesses, we overproduce oxidants in our system. And hydrogen is a very effective way of reducing the effect of those oxidants. It's also a very strong anti-inflammatory agent. And so there are a number of different ways that hydrogen can benefit us in terms of our health.
Awesome. So a lot of us deal with inflammation. Okay. And a lot of us don't know how to deal with the inflammation that we're having every day. But I tell you, since I've been drinking Izumio, the inflammation has really subsided. So that's awesome. So Angie, we're about to take a quick break, but then we're going to come back and put you in the hot seat with our next question. So if you want Angie to be in the hot seat with our next question, go ahead and put a number 4 in the comment block below. Put a number 4 in the comment block below, because our next question is, can I take medication with hydrogen water? Can I take medication with hydrogen water? So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back with you. Be right back. Many people are trying to get in front of people on social media and don't know how, because they don't know how to live stream. Well, you've come to the right place at the right time. And if you want to get noticed, you need to see Lotus. So reach out to her at www.lotusigniteyou.com. That's www.lotusigniteyou.com, so that you can get in front of the people that need your services and your products today. All right. So we got Angie. She's back in the hot seat. She's back in the hot seat with this question right here. And Angie, we've got a couple folks chiming in. Sean, hey, how are you? Sean's coming in all the way from Ohio. Sean, welcome back to the show. We're happy to have you tonight. Just in case you don't know, we are talking about the hydrogen water, and we're doing a Q&A. So like, share, start a watch party. And look, folks, as soon as you start a watch party or you share, let us know in the comment block where you shared, because we want to blow you up in the spot and give you all we got. And thank you for sharing our broadcast tonight. So again, Angie's back in the hot seat because we want to answer this question. Can I take medication with hydrogen water? Angie?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, you can. Now, given the properties of hydrogen, it shouldn't affect any types of medicines. Hydrogen doesn't affect the medicine's effects, nor does it turn medication toxic. As you mentioned, the hydrogen is very, very safe and not toxic. And the hydrogen water is safe to take with any medication. So rest assured, you can drink your medicines with hydrogen water.
All right. Great. See, I love this. We are getting lickety split right down to the point. We are not giving you any frills, no fluff, no nothing like that. So you can take hydrogen water with medication. Okay. And look down below, folks. We are not medical doctors. So please consult with your doctor, your physician, or whomever prior to taking these supplements or doing any exercise. But we know from personal knowledge that this stuff works. Okay, it's helped us. We can't say it's going to heal you because it's not. We're not going to say that. But what we are going to say is that it helps. So here's another question for you, Angela. If you would, let's go right into this. Should I double dog dare her, folks? If I should double dog dare her with a second question, go ahead and put a number 5 in the comment block below. Put a number 5. Okay. All right. So here we got another one. What are the advantages of hydrogen compared to other antioxidants? And guess what? I'm going to even let her get a lifeline. She can answer a part of it, and Lynn can answer a part of it. You're up.
Well, there are so many advantages of hydrogen compared to any other antioxidant. As Dr. Nicholson had mentioned, that hydrogen is an antioxidant, right? And we know that there are many, many antioxidants out there. But it's often known that, as you heard from Dr. Nicholson, that we have a lot of oxygen. We take in a lot of oxygen with our body, therefore we have oxidative stress. Mm-hmm. And because hydrogen doesn't react directly with these reactive oxygen, it doesn't really disrupt our metabolism. So basically, from what I'm even quoting from the book, basically says that hydrogen will directly remove bad reactive oxidative species. And what do we mean by that, Lynn? What is all this oxidative stress that people talk about?
Okay, great question. Thank you for the hot seat. So basically, with oxidative species, part of what that really means is that there are, and I've explained this before, protons and electrons that are balanced within an oxygen atom. And there are millions of oxygen atoms within trillions of our cells. When the protons and electrons are out of balance, then you have oxidation that happens in the body. And so oxidative stress is literally just that. A person can get stressed in so many different ways, not just driving in traffic if you live in LA, or it can be due to too much blue light, too much ultraviolet rays, food that's not really healthy for the body. I think a lot of people don't realize too how much actual stress happens with your body when you're not eating the foods that it can easily metabolize and use as fuel. So that's a type of stress that also actually decreases the balance of the protons and electrons. And what hydrogen gas is able to do is, remember, it's a simple molecule. As Dr. Nicholson was saying, it has one proton, one electron. So it creates a pairing in order to balance those free radicals. So they're no longer harmful free radicals, which causes oxidation, but now they become actually free radicals that can help your body and help it maintain our favorite word, homeostasis.
Homeostasis. Awesome. Awesome. So if you like what you're hearing, go ahead and put in number 6 in the comment block below. And we're going to take a couple of comments before we take a quick break. So I see Miss Roz. Good to see you, Miss Roz. Happy to have you here. She said, good evening, Lotus Roche. Good evening to you, and happy that you made it by here. She said, I'm driving. So thank you so much. See, she's driving. She's tuning in even while she's driving. So go ahead, while you are tuning in, go ahead, like, share, and tell a friend. And Sean said, happy to be here tonight. We're happy to have you tonight, as always. So Sean asked a question. You drink the H water all the time, right, Lotus? Yes, I do. And even I'm actually drinking some right now. And we're going to take a pause for the cause. Ladies, let's go ahead and take a sip. Here's to you, Sean. I like it. So I want to go ahead down to Philip. Philip, hi, how you doing? He says, go, Angie.
Hey, Philip. Philip is in Sasebo, Japan.
All right. Yes.
Thank you for
listening.
listening.
All right. Thank you for listening in, Philip. And don't forget, go ahead, type in that you are coming in from Sasebo, Japan. We're always happy to have you here. So with that being said, we are going to take a quick break. But before we take a quick break, I know y'all want to know who's going in the hot seat next, right? And what the question is going to be. So they're pointing to me, so I guess I'm going to be in the hot seat when I come back, okay? And the question is, can hydrogen also be absorbed in the skin? So guess what? We are going to take a quick pause for the cause, and then we're going to tell you if hydrogen can be absorbed in the skin, and I'll tell you what skin I got in the game with the hydrogen water, okay? So here we go. What's in your water? We're going to help you find out tonight with the Q&A of hydrogen water. Take it on the trail with you. Take it on a bike. And you can do whatever you like. Share it with a friend. Izumio. Awesome, and welcome back. Welcome back. For some of you that are just joining us, I want to welcome you back to More News You Could Use. We are tackling these Q&A questions tonight of hydrogen water. Now, Angela Elting, as you see, she's been here with us for a quick few minutes, and she has been in the hot seat. And so our other host has been in the hot seat as well. Miss Lynne here at DeVerges, and that's right, I'm taking my time. And so they decided that they wanted to put me in the hot seat. So I'm jumping right into the hot seat, and I'm going to answer this question. And the question is, can hydrogen be absorbed in the skin? And quite frankly, yes, it can. And how do I know that? Because from personal experience, I have utilized the hydrogen water to help cure, well, I can't say cure, but to help me overcome the pain of a burn that I sustained when I was putting something in the oven. So not only did it almost immediately stop the burn, it prevented my skin from boiling up. Now, many of you can identify with what I'm talking about. When we get burns, oftentimes we get these little blisters that boil up, and then we get this liquid that's in the blister that's not fun and runs all over things when they happen to bust. Well, when I got burned, I ran and got some Izumio water. This right here. When I got the Izumio water, I poured it on my skin. It almost immediately the burn stopped. It never boiled, it never blistered, and guess what? It did not leave a mark. And not only did this happen for me, my mom had an issue with a rash. And when I sent her the water, I said, Mom, drink the water and also rub it on your arm where you have the rash. When she got the water, she drank it and she rubbed it on her arm. And guess what? It helped her overcome the rash. So now I was in the hot seat. And maybe we'll repeat. But for now, I'm moving out of the hot seat.
Just for a moment, though, at Lotus.
Just for a moment. Just for a moment. So we have another question that many people ask. Are there any dangers with hydrogen water? And I think we kind of talked about that earlier on. But since we have this question, it's come to us, we're going to answer it again, just in case someone missed. All right, Lynn, you want to tackle that one?
I'll tackle that one. So,
okay.
No, there are no dangers with hydrogen water. And the reason for it is because actually with Izumio or any hydrogenized water, it's not about the water, it's about the hydrogen. And
Right.
as Dr. Oda was saying earlier, there are minute traces of it, in nature, including, of course, the air we breathe and other waters that we may drink. So that hydrogen gas is not harmful to us. And then the water itself is what carries the hydrogen gas into our body. But there are absolutely no dangers at all. The hydrogen actually goes through the blood-brain barrier of each and every cell. And by doing that, it actually starts to do its magic in the DNA or on the atomic level of each cell so that it helps us to benefit from it.
Great job, Lynn. That was fantastic. I'm happy you were able to kind of put that one to rest. So there are no any dangers with hydrogen water. There are no dangers with hydrogen water. So let's tackle another question. And I think we should put maybe Angie in the hot seat with this question right here. Hydrogen is effective for which diseases? And of course, Lynn's got some information she's going to bring up so I can bring it up on the screen. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about that. But while she's doing that, we're going to put Angela in the hot seat to answer this question about, is hydrogen effective on diseases? If so, which one?
Yes, so many. As Lynn had mentioned, over 150 scientifically proven, and a myriad of things, whether you're talking about diabetes, we're talking about autoimmune diseases, various autoimmune diseases, even early stages of cancer. We have any type of eye diseases, macular degenerative diseases. You have skin issues, as you mentioned, anything affecting your organs from liver, kidney, your brain, any type of sepsis. I'm trying to remember the circle of diseases that we talk about on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to take it up to Lynn because she will be able to share most of that for
Yeah. But don't try to get up out the hot seat too quick, because you said something earlier. You said that it also helped with concerns on the skin.
Yes.
And I know personally that you had a concern on the skin. So if you don't mind, would you share that with us?
Yes. I had a rash on my finger about 4 years ago, and it really was only on 2 fingers. And I never really got it checked out. I wasn't sure what it was. I had asked, who do we ask? We ask friends. We ask other people around us before we go and talk to a doctor. So I never really had it clinically checked, professionally checked. This was just Dr. Google check, if I might say so myself. And it seemed like more of a type of an eczema. There were times that it got so irritated. And anytime I have irritation on the skin, I scratch until the skin is raw. I remember doing this when I had chicken pox. I remember doing this whenever I might have an injury with a scrape or even with mosquito bites. I would scratch, always scratch. And then so with this, it scratched to where sometimes not necessarily bleed, but it would break open the skin a bit. Then it becomes really, really dry. And so I try to find some type of ointment, hydrocortisone to help. But because I had already broken up the properties on the cells on the skin, that I made more damage than anything else. So no ointment helped. I wasn't the only kind of medication I was taking is just more of for inflammation, so maybe some Tylenol or some Motrin, but it was only very, very temporary. And then during the winter, when the weather was so cold and the air is so dry, my skin would crack. So I would always have to use some type of lotion to help to hydrate the skin as much as possible. But these were all temporary, and I never really found a permanent fix. But a lot of medication sometimes is just temporary and maybe not necessarily immediate. But it wasn't until when I started drinking the Zumio, about 2 months after drinking it, I started to notice that there was no rash on my fingers. And I was really amazed because it was very, very, I guess you can say, somewhat scaly. So if you think about when you rub your hand over some really dry leather or suede, or think about some type of alligator, material, it was really rough at times. And now it was replaced where it's like completely smooth, just like the rest of my fingers. And I'm like, I kept looking. I was like, I don't see it at all. I don't feel anything. There's no resemblance of any kind. And again, all I did was drink. I didn't apply it because, as you heard from Lotus and even from Lynne, you can apply the water and it is penetrated in the skin. Now, I knew about it working with burns and cuts and things like that because I experienced the same, but I didn't do anything with this particular rash. This was all completely worked on internally. So after the rash was gone, I was a definite fan.
That's awesome, Angie. And hey, I tell you what, Angie, you were spot on. And I want to go ahead and share this with all of you because, like we said, we lean on the experts.
Hydrogen has this very natural property where it can dissolve into and move across cell membranes. And of course, cell membranes separate every cell in our body. And even the central nervous system, which is separated by the blood-brain barrier, hydrogen can penetrate that. So essentially, hydrogen can get into any compartment within our body.
Wow. Wow. Any compartment in our body.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Hydrogen.
That's almost what it does.
Awesome, awesome. So listen, folks, if you have any questions for us, because we still got a couple more questions, we're nearing the top of the hour. If you have any questions for us, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come right back. And we want to take some questions from you if you have any questions. And guess what? If you have a family member or a loved one that has been dealing with some of the things that we've shared with you tonight, go ahead and have them come on, like, share, start a watch party, run, and tell somebody what we're doing here tonight. Why? Because it's going to help you ignite and take flight in the healthcare of your life. We'll be right back. You want to be a celebrity guest on the show and you want to know where to go? Well, go to www.lotusrocheteignitesyou.com. Again, that's www.lotusrocheteignitesyou.com. www.lotusrocheteignitesyou.com to be the celebrity on the show. All right, and we are back. So, folks, if you have not added your question, you got time. Go ahead and add your question. But we have another question that we want to go ahead and share with you. And let's see who we're going to put in the hot seat now. Okay, so Angie's pointing to Lynne. So we're going to go right to Lynne and put this question out. Are there any adverse effects associated with hydrogen? And folks, before Lynne answers this, I'm giving her a couple minutes, but I know she knows. We are taking this information directly from a person who knows what he's talking about. Okay. This is coming directly from the book. So the answers we're giving are coming directly from the book. And Lynne's going to tell you who the book is by. Ange, can you hold the book up one more time so folks can see it? Okay. And Lynne is in the hot seat now with this question. Are there any adverse effects associated with hydrogen? Lynne?
No, there are no adverse effects associated with hydrogen. Again, because it is the simplest element and it is universally the most abundant element that there is no side effects. There are no adverse effects whatsoever. And, again, when you think about the fact that the water we drink is H2 and O, although H2O is although it's two separate molecules, when you put them together, they create a third molecule, but it still has some hydrogen. We're breathing in some of this hydrogen, and it doesn't have an effect on us in any way that is an adverse or negative effect. I did want to comment also, though, about the skin and something that I experienced with the hydrogenized water. And that is, I saw a woman fall and cut her cheek rather badly. And the corpuscles in the cheek, those just constantly bleeds. And she couldn't stop the bleeding. And after a few minutes, I gave a little Azumio to be put on a gauze. She held the gauze to her face with the Azumio water on it for just about a minute. And literally the bleeding had stopped. Now, the reality is the bleeding was so intense that someone had called the ambulance. There was blood everywhere because, again, it looked as if she had cut an artery. But by the time the ambulance, the paramedics got there, they actually looked at her face and they said, well, your face is already starting to knit together. The skin was literally knitting together. And you could see where there had been a cut, but it was hard to know that there was a definite cut. And they said, well, we thought this was an emergency. And I said, well, look around you. There's blood all over her, the where she fell, and so forth. I said, and it did not stop until, and they said, so what did she take? And I said, gave her some of this Azumio to put on her skin. So I will tell you from my personal experience, as well, you have a cut of any kind, you put the Azumio topically on your skin, and it stops the bleeding within a matter of seconds or a minute or so. So I find that to be miraculous. So no, there are no adverse effects that I have experienced myself or anybody I know who has been taking Azumio. They have not experienced any adverse effects from it either.
Awesome, awesome. So thank you for sharing that. And we want to share, Lynn, Dr. Nicholson, he's been in the business for so many years, and he was interviewed, and they asked him what made him passionate about hydrogen, because he shared with so many folks that hydrogen is a molecule that is so powerful for the body. And so this is what he had to say about what he's passionate about. And I think he might agree a little bit with what you said. Let's hear what he has to say.
Well, it's true. I mean, the cell membranes, for example, is that's one of my important topics that we developed in the early 70s. But I must say that hydrogen is a very, very interesting molecule in terms of its ability to penetrate not only into cells, but into the organelles inside cells and passing through various membranes. And therefore, it can virtually go everywhere in your body. And I think that's important for its health benefits.
So, yeah, so it can go anywhere in your body. So if you've got something, I think I heard you say before, Lynn, that that if you have something going on in your body, it kind of finds its way to it.
It does. I liken it to this. When there's the imbalance of electrons and protons, the hydrogen finds its way to a harmful free radical, which is out of balance. And hey, I found my partner. I see you're missing an electron. Here, why don't I get together with you and we'll just have a good time dancing the night away. And so when that happens, when that pairing happens naturally, then a person is able to become more in balance again. And then the homeostasis throughout the body naturally happens.
Awesome, awesome. I like that. So I wanted to, man, this conversation has been so great. We are like 5 minutes out from the top of the hour. But I got to share this with all of you guys out there, because this is super important that Doc said on his interview. Here goes.
So that's not true for most other antioxidants. But there's another property of hydrogen which makes it unique, and that's that it's not an overly strong antioxidant. Some antioxidants are so strong that they suppress all oxidants within a cell. And I'm telling you that is not good, because some minor oxidants are very important in terms of cell signaling and gene regulation. And so we don't want to affect those processes in our cells. And so hydrogen doesn't affect those processes. It really goes after the most bad or strongest oxidants in the cell and inhibits those.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to overstimulate your body.
Right.
It's not going to hurt you in any way.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go to the places where you need the most help.
Yes.
And so with that being said, if you are in need of getting some help in your body, if you're ready to move into action, go ahead and contact that number right there below any time of the day, any time of day, any time of night. And Lynn or Angie will help you come on board, because after all, your health is your wealth. Without your health, all the money in the world can't make you feel better, can't help you out. So go ahead and click on that, or go to that link, or give us a call, and we'll help you help yourself ignite and take flight in the health and wellness of your life. So we're right at 3 minutes at the top of the hour. I want to say thank you to everybody that's joined us from all around the world. Don't forget, like, share, start a watch party, and run and tell somebody that tonight we talked about a very impactful concept, and that is we've done a Q&A of hydrogen water, and we didn't just lean on our own experiences. We also leaned on some expert knowledge that we share with you from all over the world. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and then we're going to have our final words of wisdom for this evening. We'll be right back. Many people are trying to get in front of people on social media and don't know how, because they don't know how to live stream. Well, you've come to the right place at the right time. And if you want to get noticed, you need to see Lotus. So reach out to her at www.lotusigniteyou.com. That's www.lotusigniteyou.com, so that you can get in front of the people that need your services and your products today. We are back, Jack. We are back. And if you've missed this broadcast, I double dog dare you, like, share, start a watch party, and run and tell somebody that we have come to you tonight with news you could use about hydrogen water. We gave a question and answer segment. So if you missed out, hit the replay and hear what we all had to say about the broadcast tonight. So Lynn, go ahead and let's get some last minute or last broadcast wisdom nuggets. How about that?
Okay.
Broadcast wisdom nuggets out of Angie. Let's put Angie in the hot seat again. What do you think? All right. So go ahead, Angie.
All right. Well, thank you for having me, and I enjoyed the discussion. I like to encourage each and every person who may be more curious about, or they have better knowledge after today's discussion, or they want to learn a little bit more, please contact us. But for me, I believe in this hydrogenized water. It's helped me for my health and my wealth, definitely for my health, especially during this pandemic. I am so fortunate to have been involved or have taken this water in during this pandemic. So it helps me to boost my metabolism. It has helped me to maintain my immune system. If you're looking for a wonderful antioxidant, Izumio is the water to try.
Awesome. We appreciate you for saying that. And guess what? Not only is Angela the celebrity on the show, you can be a celebrity on the show as well. And I'm going to show you how you can be a celebrity on the show before we put Lynn in the hot seat. You want to be a celebrity guest on the show? And you want to know where to go? Well, go to www.lotusrocheteigniteyou.com. Again, that's www.lotusrocheteigniteyou.com. www.lotusrocheteigniteyou.com to be the celebrity on the show. All right, Lynn, we have had an awesome time. I'm super duper happy that we had Angie on with us. She was phenomenal, as she always is. And I got to tell you, this question and answer period with the hydrogen water, because, we get a lot of questions. And I think this was fitting, especially for Friday, when most people are trying to relax. Some people, they've had a hard week and they just need a little relaxation. and something to kind of take them away, like Calgon. So, Lynne, can you share your final words of wisdom?
Yes, yes, I absolutely can. Thank you, Lotus. And yes, this has been a great show. And like Calgon, Azumio can take you away into absolute relaxation. Not too long ago, we did a stress exploratory study. And for those who participated, the Azumio hydrogenized water was a great way for people to have a more calmed effect, if you will, from a lot of excess stress while providing very natural energy. And so I highly encourage everyone out there, whether you have any kind of condition or situation or not, Azumio will definitely benefit you. For those of you that are very healthy and doing well, it's great for lactic acid buildup, for example, so that your muscles aren't as sore after working out. And it just gives you a little bit more pep in your step. So this is definitely what you want to consider, what you want to try if you haven't. This is the state-of-the-art antioxidant right now throughout the world is hydrogenized water. And so I invite you to join us and to really start focusing and taking care of your health.
Wow, Lynne, you put it down like 4 flat tires. So yeah, folks, I always say this. If you want to come on board, and make some significant changes in your life, in the health and wealth of your life, you see that number right there? Go ahead and call Lynne. Call Lynne. Wait, let me. Yeah, there we go. Call Lynne on that number right there, or email her, and she will help yourself ignite and take flight in the healthcare of your life. And it's only $30 per year. You cannot beat it. I'm not saying $30 per month. I'm not saying $30 bi-weekly. I'm not saying $30 weekly or daily. I'm saying once a year. You can't beat that with a baseball bat. And so tonight, my final words of wisdom, I'm going to, let me see what my final words of wisdom is. These are my final words of wisdom. Don't allow a circumstance to take you over when you can take over the circumstance. We have brought you question and answers tonight on hydrogen water, how it can help you help yourself ignite and take flight in the health and wealth of your life. So don't hesitate. Give me a shout, www.lotusrocheteignitesyou.com, or make sure you contact Lynne, because Lynne or Angie will always help you win and make sure that you can move into homeostasis. So until we meet again, have a great day, have a great night, have a great evening, and have a great life. And we'll see you again here on Monday with more news you can use, because we've got an awesome upcoming guest on news you can use. So until we meet again, be blessed and thank you. Like, share, start a watch party, and don't forget to follow and run and tell somebody that we always have news that you can use. See you next time. Hello and welcome back to more news you can use with Lotus Roche and Lynne DeVerges. We got another spectacular show